Hi, let's use this as a review for adjectives and adverbs. Take a look at sentence 1. The panther stalked its prey quietly and gracefully. So a good place to start is I see two ly words, and we know that ly words are not always adverbs, but it's a good place to start. So if we look at quietly and gracefully, we know that it answers the question, how did it stalk? And any word that answers the question, how, is an adverb. So we'll identify these as adverbs, and they modify the verb, how did it stalk? Question 2. The young boy had an unusually powerful pitch. There's a bunch of things in this sentence, so let's start by looking at our ly word, unusually. It answers the question, how powerful? Unusually powerful. Let's label it as an adverb. Draw our arrow to the word it modifies, powerful. We have two nouns, boy and pitch. Let's see if there's anything describing them. What kind of boy? A young boy. If it answers the question, what kind, it's an adjective, modifying the noun boy. What kind of pitch? A powerful pitch. Let's label it as an adverb, an adjective, and draw the line to pitch. Now in this sentence, we notice that both adjectives are modifying nouns, and that's good because adjectives modify nouns and pronouns. We have an adverb unusually modifying an adjective, and that's good because adverbs modify verbs, adjectives, or other adverbs. So we want to make sure that we don't have any adverbs modifying nouns or any adjectives modifying verbs. We want to stay true to those rules. Number 3, the orange tastes strangely bitter. In this case, let's start with our ly, strangely. It answers the question, how bitter? How bitter? Strangely bitter. And what is bitter describing? If it's an adverb, if strangely is an adverb and it's modifying bitter, then bitter must either be a verb, an adjective, or an adverb. In this case, what is bitter? The orange. We know orange is a noun. Therefore, bitter is the adjective describing the orange. Number 4, the assembly seemed somewhat long. We don't have any ly words, but we do have the noun assembly. Do we have anything describing the assembly? We do, long. Since assembly is a noun, long is an adjective describing it. How long was it? Somewhat long, adverb, drawing our arrow to somewhat. Number 5, the snow fell quite heavily for an hour. We have a prepositional phrase, for an hour, and when I look in there, I don't see any adjectives describing the noun. We can move past that. Heavily. How did the snow fall heavily? If it answers the question, how, it's an adverb. How did it fall? And then we have how heavily? Quite heavily. If it answers the question, how again, it's an adverb. Here we have an adverb modifying a verb and an adverb modifying another adverb, and both are okay because adverbs can modify both verbs and adverbs. Number 6, Ken rode very fast around the bicycle track. Around the bicycle track is a prepositional phrase. Let's peek inside that prepositional phrase and see if we have any adjectives. In this case, we do. The word bicycle. Let's talk about the word bicycle. I know what you're thinking. Isn't a bicycle a thing? Isn't it a noun? And you would be right. But in this case, it's answering the question, what kind of track? If it answers the question, what kind, it's an adjective and it modifies track. How fast did he ride? He rode very fast. Very is an adverb describing fast. Number 7, the music of the wild dance class was exceptionally loud. We have a bunch in this sentence. Let's take a look. Let's go from left to right, if we will. Of the wild dance class, what's describing the class? Well, we know that it was wild. If it's describing the class, which is a noun, then that's an adjective. What kind of class? A dance class. It was exceptionally loud. Do you know what else is describing the class? Loud. Once again, it's an adjective. So let's take a look here. We have all 3 of these words pointing to class. They all have to be adjectives because class is a noun. You can't tell me that an adjective and an adverb modify the same word. Why is that not okay? Because adjectives and adverbs don't modify the same parts of speech. So if you ever want to draw your arrow to a word from both an adjective and an adverb, you better double check because adjectives and adverbs can't modify the same thing. We have one more in this sentence. How loud was it? Well, it was exceptionally loud. ADV, going to loud. Number 8, don't look down. I see a word hiding in here, the word not. As you know, the word not is always, always, always an adverb. Whenever you see it, always label it as an adverb. Always make your arrow go to the verb. We have one more in this sentence, and it answers the question where. Where should you not look? Down. If it answers the question where, it's an adverb, and it also modifies the verb. 2 more. Number 9, Franklin has not arrived yet, One more time, there's that word not, red flag. Anytime you see the word not, always, always, always an adverb. That's a gimme, that's a dead giveaway. Make it go to the verb. When has he arrived, or to what extent? He has not arrived yet. The answer to that question is an adverb. And both of these are going to the verb, so they both must be adverbs. And number 10, finally, the cold weather has ended. I see an ly word, finally, and it answers the question when. It must be an adverb. We're going to draw that arrow to the verb. Ended. And one adjective in this sentence, and it modifies weather. What kind of weather? The cold weather. Because it's an adjective, it's modifying the noun weather. Remember, adjectives modify nouns and pronouns, adverbs modify verbs, adjectives and other adverbs.